What is the story of the last month and a half, the post-draft story, in your estimation, Mike?
Well, it's funny. I thought things were supposed to slow down after the draft, and they really haven't.
Nope.
There's something every day. And, Rich, I mean, we could talk about contracts. Contracts get worked out, or they don't. Usually they do. If the team wants the player and the player wants to be there, they eventually get it worked out. The one thing that I think we aren't paying nearly enough attention to collectively, because we can't envision what it's going to be.
Oh, I know where you're going. I know where you're going. Is it the kickoff? You going kickoff?
The kickoff rule change is the most dramatic and significant single rule change in at least 30 years.
Wow.
2-point conversion. At least 30. Maybe 50. 50 years ago is when they decided it wasn't a good idea to have the goalpost up at the goal line because who would guess that somebody might run into a metal pole after they score a touchdown? And then they added overtime for the regular season that same year. That was 50 years ago. That was pretty significant. With replay, it's been an evolution.
Sure.
With the passing game, it's been an evolution. To take a play that was dead, gone, nobody kicked off, minuscule returns. And now they're saying 1,600 plays, and there's all these different strategic angles, and nobody has any reliable analytics because there's no base of experience for anyone to come up with the formula other than what the XFL did. So I think that we have absolutely no idea what's going to happen, and the teams have no idea what's going to happen. And my prediction is this, Rich.
Yes, sir.
By the trade deadline, by the Tuesday after week 9, because they moved it back a week this year, by then, half the league will have said, screw this. We're just kicking the ball out of the back of the end zone. You can start on the 30. I'm not pinning my job on essentially Russian roulette with this kickoff. I'll trust my defense with the drive starting at the 30.
No kidding.
I think that's what's going to happen.
I thought you're going the other way, that at the trade deadline, somebody's going to make an acquisition from somebody else's team to get a specialist that will either like Justin Reed, like the Chiefs are considering doing, is having somebody who can actually tackle, who's a professional tackler, kick the ball off and have that person be the sort of last safety net in case anybody gets through the initial line, or a skilled position player could be more valuable because of the kickoff. You're going the other way around, saying, screw it. We're just going to start kicking the ball and make sure our defense can handle a 70-yard field behind it.
Not everyone.
Okay.
Not everyone. And I think defensive head coaches are going to be more likely to do this because they're going to trust their defense. And they're more conservative by nature, as it relates to the risks they're willing to take and how freewheeling they want it to be. Once one guy loses a game because of, the kickoff specialist slips a tackle and hits the hole on the 10-man wall and the kicker can't get him and he's loose, as Paul Allen would say, you're not going to pin your job. What was the line from A Few Good Men? You're pinning these soldiers' hopes to a footlocker and a phone bill. You're not going to pin your hopes to this roll of the dice. Who knows what's going on here? My job may depend on this. No, I think not everyone, because some teams are going to figure it out. And that's all the more reason for the other teams to say, screw this, we're just kicking it out of the end zone.
I love it. You're right. We haven't talked about it enough here. I'm already making a mental note that next week's show we should start getting people in here to start figuring this stuff out, because there are a lot of, smart guys and a lot of creative folks in the coaching halls of this league that are going to try and crack the code, and whoever does first might have a significant advantage in the 2024 playing season, for sure.
One game can make a difference. We get down to week 18 and we're sifting out tiebreakers and all that. One game that goes your way and not the other team's way could be the thing that gets you into the postseason. And if you've got a great return specialist and let's say I got a great return specialist and my opponent's in the postseason, just going to kick it out of the end zone. Fine. I start every drive at the 30. And remember this, they initially conceived that rule. If you kick it out of the end zone, it's the 35. At the league meetings, they moved it from the 35 to the 30. If they had just left it at the 35, I don't think that this would be the possibility. But the 30, it's really not that much different than the 25. If you like your defense, you're fine. So that 35 versus 30 could be the thing that gets some of these teams to say, we're out. We're not taking the chance, kicking off the Tyreek Hill or whoever. We're just not going to do it.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.